So I started writing this video a few days ago with the intent to finally start posting regularly on this channel again. I spent my entire summer kind of going dark on you guys, and I shot my first feature film called Death, Love, and Birthdays. The editing process for Death, Love, and Birthdays is gonna take quite some time, and I don't want to continue to go dark on you guys. Plus, it feels nice to hit that export button every now and then, and since I'm not going to be exporting the feature film for months and months, this will keep me sane a little bit. Give me the feeling of completing something every now and then. So let's just start with this. Pretty much my entire life, leading up to actually officially getting a diagnosis this year, I've struggled with anxiety. Something that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, is the way that anxiety, against your will, shapes who you are. Your little fears and aversions, even when they're not directly affecting you, impact every single decision you make. For example, if somebody were to ask me right now if I wanted to go to a party where I knew there was going to be a lot of people, I knew it was going to be very crowded, I might say no. Not because I feel anxious right now, but because I'm scared that I might. And I think if you remove the anxiety, I'm an extroverted person. I like people a lot. I really love the feeling of talking to and connecting to people, but it's kind of forced me into a more introverted state of existence at times. It leads to this sort of constant crippling fear of embarrassment or shame, which is where Dostoevsky comes in. In The Brothers Karamazov, he wrote, "Almost all capable people are terribly afraid of being ridiculous and are miserable because of it." It is honestly tough for me to believe that that wasn't written more recently. It affects me personally. My freshman year of high school, I went through a creative rough patch so bad that I thought, maybe movies aren't my thing, you know what I mean? Maybe I can't do this, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But the crazy part is that during that period, I probably wanted to make movies more than ever. I was constantly thinking about it. I was constantly writing scripts or conceptualizing them in a notebook. So why didn't any of those scripts get made? Well, I was terribly afraid of being ridiculous. I didn't want to fail. My more ambitious and interesting script ideas never left the drawing board. And the ones that I did write were the ones that were less interesting. They were safe. And I think that's why I didn't like them. I knew that I wasn't putting my best foot forward. I knew that these scripts didn't accurately reflect my ambition and what I think I can bring to the table as a filmmaker. But I couldn't stand the idea of taking a risk and feeling dumb when it didn't play out how I wanted it to. And we're all like that a little bit. It's a part of the human experience to avoid embarrassment. I can't pretend there's not a valid reason for you to be anxious. Have you seen an Instagram comment section ever? It's a tough time to put oneself out there. The opportunity to just say mean shit to people without any real repercussions obviously attracts a lot of bullies and assholes, and it doesn't just end on the internet either. It's not something that we can leave behind on the internet, because what we experience on the internet bleeds into our day-to-day life. It is fundamentally changing the social fabric, how we interact with each other, how we see each other. It is brainwashing us into a heightened sense of awareness of ourselves and all of the different ways in which we can become embarrassed. Of course, all of this only happens because negativity is an engagement goldmine. Hateful comments, arguing, and divisive content are all favored by social media algorithms because they keep you interested. They do not care about the user experience, they only care that you continue using. People like to say that social media is making us stupid. I wish it were so simple, because I think it's doing something much worse. It is making us cynical and fearful.
So what I think happened, Sam's coming faster. She turns.
I was on the way home from school for my dad's 50th birthday, and someone turned in front of me
Alright, and then she's still angled slightly.
I didn't have enough time to slam on the brakes. They, I guess, didn't see me before turning.
Hit subtly right first, and then immediately left. So right, and then left, which pushes her, but also sets him up to take this spin, and then he goes a ton further because he's going a lot faster.
Next thing I knew, I'm on the side of the road. My glasses are on the floor of my car. The airbags have deployed. First things first, everyone was okay. Once I realized what had happened and I realized that I was fine, my immediate concern was that I had hurt someone else, but thankfully that was not the case at all. I didn't die. Maybe I didn't even almost die, but I definitely had the life flashes before your eyes sort of feeling. I'm not often faced with the reality that I'm not going to live forever. It's something I try to kind of avoid thinking about. But I think it's probably something that's good to keep in mind in order to live the best life that you can. So I can't stress this enough, and I've been thinking about this all day, especially because I was already writing this video and then this happened. But we simply do not have enough time on this earth to not be authentic. We face resistance from the outside as well as from within, but my hope is that we prove ourselves to be stronger than that. We have to deal with the underlying forces. We have to refuse to engage, whether it be in our digital life or our real life, with the type of judgment and rhetoric that makes people afraid to be themselves. And I know I probably sound so corny, but I can't stress enough how important it is that we don't rob from people the opportunity to live their finite lives in a way that makes them happy. And remember, I just want to put this out there, you don't owe your work to anyone. I feel like it's sort of assumed if you're an artist really of any sort in 2024 that you have to subject yourself to the torture that is putting yourself out there on Instagram Reels. It just don't do it if it makes you unhappy. You don't have to. It's okay if you make things that are just for you or for a small group of people, and it's okay if you did not, in fact, just write the song of the summer. We're all growing. Do whatever helps you kill that terrible fear of being ridiculous, and then go be ridiculous anyway. No great success, creative or otherwise, can happen within your comfort zone. You can't passively be a great artist or a great person for that matter. You have to be willing to be ridiculous in the eyes of others. Please, to the best of your ability, live the life that you and the people who care about you deserve to see you live. Because we're not going to be here forever. I think that's it. I'm going to be doing more of these talking type videos. This is a heavy way to get started, but here we are. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, I'm Sam Morgan, and this is Pictures Up.